Hello, everyone, and welcome to this exciting, very exciting episode of your ICAN Starter Pack. My name is Chidima Osigwe, AATACA, and on your ICAN Starter Pack, we collate inspiring ICAN stories, right? And on today's episode, we have a beautiful guest, a very beautiful guest at that, and she'll be sharing with us her ICAN story, how it started, how she found out about ICANN, and how she's here, right? The beautiful thing I noticed about my guest is she has a brooch that has ICANN ACA on it. And I'm like, okay, wow, so patriotic. Meet our guest, Damilola. Share with us, tell us about yourself.
Thank you very much. So good to be here. My name is Falade Damilola, and ICAN for me has been an inspiring journey. So let me start from the background story where I, when I finished my OND, and
Okay.
I would say that after that time, I was in a rural environment with my mom, and I was like, I do not have clarity, I do not have purpose, I don't know the right next thing for my life, I don't know what to do. I was just there. Like, I was just there for like, I think for like a year. The kind of friends that I was moving with are not the kind of people that inspire me to do better things. But I know within myself that I'm not supposed to be in this place. I know within myself that I'm supposed to be somewhere that is okay above this level. You can do it. So I had to just change my class of friends, and I got to meet another friend, which I share my journey with and what I want to do. I did not even know that I'll be chartered. So I don't know that I want to do ICANN. I just know that I want to do accounting profession. Yeah, I just know that. So after sharing my journey with my friend, that was when he told me that I need to move higher. I need to, if I want to leave this environment, I need to do something that even me, I won't be able to imagine it. So
Wow.
after doing some series of thinking, so I had to just move from my rural environment. Where did I move to? Lagos. Do I know anybody in Lagos?
Where were you coming from?
Owode Diroko.
Idiroko. Idiroko is in Lagos now.
It's not in Lagos, so
Ogun State.
it's Ogun State.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, Owode.
Owode
So
Diroko.
Owode is in Ogun
So I
State.
had to move to Lagos. The amazing thing about moving to Lagos is that I moved to Lagos with 1,000 naira and
Wow.
my clothes in a poly bag.
Where did you not stay?
I'm telling you stories.
It's a shock. I couldn't hold it.
That's in a poly bag. So I've actually discussed with some agents, some of my friends that I discussed with some agents to get me a job that I can be doing by the time I come to Lagos.
Employment agent.
Yes, employment agent. So I had photography experience before.
Okay.
So that was when they helped me sort for a photo lab.
Okay.
So when I got to Lagos that same day that I want to go and start working that photo lab, and it's just, I think, 2 clothes in a poly bag and with 1,000 naira, and I don't have hope of where to sleep. I need to share that background story because it's attached to it.
My God.
Yes, I don't have hope of where to sleep, and people ask me, new staff now, where do you stay? I stay at Beggar. Why am I saying Beggar? I know there's one of our church in Beggar. Then probably if I find my way to that place, maybe they will allow me to sleep inside the church.
Wow.
That's the option that I actually went with, because I was like, people like sleep in this Lagos. I don't know anybody. So fast track to that year. So I usually discuss with the clients, customers. I'm a very jovial person when I want to be jovial.
Okay.
So there was a day this man just arrived at our studio, and he was well suited, tie, everything. Sir, how you doing? Is it only photography job you are doing that you wear suits, you wear tie, you wear everything? I know photographers dress well, but you don't have to wear suits now.
Yeah, it's not that deep.
So that was when the person told me that is an accountant, and you do photography. Wow. So you do the two together? Yes, I do accounting and I'm a photographer. Okay. Are you chartered? I said, I'm working on that. So I make that man my friend. So I started talking about it. And so I told him, I have ONGO, and it's just ONG I have. So in my own head, to do ICAN is hard
Mm.
because it's not ordinary people that usually
Do
I
I?
feel
Yeah,
like
I heard
in
that
my
as
own
well.
head, I feel like no, I cannot do this thing.
Mm.
It's not for me. I
Mm.
feel like even the money, I don't have money to start. The person that comes to Lagos with 1,000 naira and I'm collecting less than 30,000 naira
My
where I'm working,
God.
I don't have the money. So that was when it was inspiring me to start. So I was like, where do I start? It was like, you start from 8 years. That's a long journey. Oh. After doing all the explanation, like, I don't think I want to do it.
Mm.
So I shut down at that point. So it got to a stage I feel like this accounting thing, I want to do it.
Wow.
It's like I realized myself. So I left where I was working to find a job that can place me in an accounting, a clerk actually.
Mm.
Like, that was what I started with.
So you left the photography
I
studio.
left the photography lab,
Okay, photo
to
lab.
a construction company
Okay.
where I have been promoted to where I am today. So that is where I started from.
So you still work with the construction company?
Yes, but I've been
Promoted from a clerk
to a finance officer.
to a finance officer. Yeah. Let me first wish you congratulations. Wow. Wow. Wow.
To tell you that story.
I'm still in shock.
So when I got to that company, I met with an amazing boss. I won't call him a boss really. I'll call him a leader. He's a teacher to me. His name is Femi Brown.
Okay.
Honestly, he's a person that I would say that actually helped me to journey this ICAN work. So when I met Mr. Brown, he's the kind of person that loves people that are diligent. So I showed myself that I want to work. Like, give me hard things, give me new things, let me do it. So now asked me, after this or your OND, what's the plan? I was like, I don't have plan, no. Yeah, I just want to, maybe I should go back to my HND because I know, and then maybe I should go back to my HND and just find one school and go. So I was like, why not try ICAN? Where do I want to start from? He said 8 years. I was like, I don't have money for ICAN, no, I can't do it. So it's the kind of person that will advise you, but it's based on you to take the advice.
Yeah.
So
can't force you.
So I went to take Unilag. I would have actually maintained that admission if I have plenty money.
Okay.
But I went to Unilag to take DLI form.
Oh, okay.
I took DLI form, but then I started considering the lengthy strike.
Oh.
I calculated my age. Like, when will I finish? Okay, I have an aim to stand out among other students. Will I be able to stand out? Okay, if I'm doing this, if I'm in Unilag, will I be able to juggle it with work? Will I have time? Will this company allow me to, I was doing all those thoughts. So I came back to Mr. Brown.
Okay.
That, number one, I don't have money for the admission. Number two is that I'm not sure because the year it will be a very lengthy one. I've calculated my head and I have other commitments. So when I go for ICAN, I was like, okay, let me just give this man this thing that this man is saying. So when I started, I do not have money. I won't lie about that. It's like, start first, okay? So I started saving.
Okay.
How do I save? So I cut down on most of my expenses. I told myself I have a diary. But if I search my library, I still find the diary. I write, okay, today you take Coke and Gala.
My God.
Nights. I'm telling you, I'm honest with you right now.
Dami, from black nylon to Coke and Gala.
I'm telling you. Or sometimes I'll take maybe bread and beans. So my salary, what I make sure that my salary then, what I was earning below 50,000, then I won't lie to you. When I entered the group, so I wasn't like, okay, I must save 30,000 naira monthly.
From money that is not up to 50,000 naira,
yes,
Dami.
I have to do exemption. I have to pay for registration,
yeah,
of course, and I have to pay for the exam itself.
Yeah.
So I started saving 30,000. That was the goal. I just know that how we survive. Money is not. I do not think that if I do not have the money, I can't do it. But I just have that. Somehow, I will survive.
My God.
I will survive. So the remaining balance, I use it to run. Some people help. So of course. So I did my exemption, I registered, and I enrolled for ATS.
Ah.
So I started from ATS 3.
Okay, because you already have OND.
So that was the very first time and the last time that I used a tutorial.
Okay.
I used a tutorial in 8 years. That was the very first time and the last time that I used
Interesting.
tutorial.
You didn't pass.
I don't pass that once.
So you decided not to go back there.
It's not that they did their best, though. I won't talk down on them. They did their best. But I just feel that I do not have much time to cover more grounds. Had it been I've done it on my own. So I had to. That was during COVID when the result came out. And that was the first time that I feel like I failed.
Wow.
You know, when you fail at something and you know that this one is real failure.
You're reminding me of when I first failed in ICAN.
I cried though. You know, I cried that my friends started talking to me. Knowing that Adela, she started talking to me. You can do it. I cried. I went to their house. I studied. Had it been I not study now, I would have no. I see the money and the money I did not hit.
Oh, yes.
The money that you are saving. I failed cost accounting and tax.
Wow.
In that time. So then I went to my boss back. My boss told me that, how do you mean you have listened to me? That I said you should not go to tutorial. Maybe you will have passed. I'm not trying to underrate tutorial. It works for some other people.
Yeah.
During that time, it did not work for me. So I had to use my boss initiative. So that was when I started self-study.
I think your boss had already sized you up and he saw your capacity.
Probably.
Yeah.
That was when I started doing self-study. So it gave me some materials. I can't remember vividly very well, but I think number 1 for tax, and it referred me to ICAN on YouTube.
Okay.
For cost accounting.
Okay.
So these are the things that I used the ICAN study pack, Pathfinder. So I study wide. Sometimes it will tell me that, okay, use this ACCA. ACCA. I cannot do it.
This material is heavy.
Let me just stick to
Focus.
ICAN Pathfinder and all this video. Like, damn me, study wide. It worked for me, honestly, I won't lie. So I would say that is my teacher. He's my personal teacher, he's my mentor. So that was how he groomed me that I started ICAN. So let's get there.
All right.
That's
wow. That me really inspiring. I remember my first proper job, because me have been working since after secondary school. My first proper job during my 1 year IT, I was working somewhere at Tokumbo at Damilola. I was collecting 35,000 and I was a big girl. There's nothing anybody wants to tell me. I was a big girl. I wear suits on top of my 35,000 naira. You're not telling me that from money that is not up to 50,000, you are saving 30,000.
Honestly, I would say.
I was coming from my family house in Iju to Tokumbo at Damilola. I know how much I'm spending on transport.
You know, let me add to that. You know, when I was staying, I told you I was staying inside the church.
Yes.
I packed my things to go and stay.
Yes.
I stayed in the church for like 1.5 years. It was inside that savings that I used to get one room apartment.
Wait, Dami, wait. You are not earning up to 50K.
Yes.
You are eating 1 gala and 1 drink.
And what's it called? Bread and
beans.
And I live on what other people give me.
Then you rented an apartment.
I rented an apartment. I did 8 years and I continued my journey in ICAN. So
Dami, give me financial advice.
My philosophy is that if you want to do anything in life, don't think about money first.
Oh my God.
That's just my philosophy. So I believe that I've been in so many things. I feel like money cannot stop me. The money will come. That's just my own mindset. Money will come. Money will not stop me. So that's just it for me. Maybe that was what kept me going, or maybe I should say that the motivation that I have around you, my friends and my boss. My boss also support me when it got to some stages. He bought me some materials, and in fact, I would say that Mr. Femi Brown played a crucial role in my life that I'll keep telling my generation. You know, I never for a time go and check my results myself.
Wow.
You, hello, Dan, I've checked your results. You pass or
Uh,
you fail this one. After when I failed in 2020 during COVID, that I cried, have the feeling of failure. It
mm,
was like the first failure I would ever experienced in my life.
wow.
Like it was so major for me. So
Wow.
after that time, I pick up self study.
Okay.
I see it as that's the only way out.
Mm,
So how do I study? I study daily
okay.
on a daily basis. And on weekends, I do a thorough studying 5 hours. I usually make sure that I do 5 hours. Aside from every other jogging routine, I shall make sure that I conclude 5 hours
To
on
study.
Saturdays,
Okay.
and on Sundays after church. Church girl. So
It's okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. After service, so I make sure that I do at least 3 hours on Sundays.
Mm,
But daily, I do 3 hours daily. How do I do
okay.
that? My boss already understand that I'm doing self study, so
Mm,
I make sure that I do all my engagement. Or sir, give me hard things so that I can be in the know. I want to give me hard.
mm,
So after all the hard things during the day, then from 5 o'clock, let's say 5:30, then I
mm.
study tonight. So but I make
Okay.
sure that I cover 3 hours daily,
Wow.
like daily. And that is how I did it to my professional level.
With the traffic situation, where do you live? Where do you work?
Okay, I work in Ikeja
Okay.
currently.
Okay. Yeah.
Ikeja. Then I stay in what's it called? Ujujubega.
Oh, okay.
Ujujubega.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
going home, people call me more like night crawler. Like you can't see me in the day. How? Like how? And even if I'm on the road, I study, I'm in church, we are discussing in the meeting. And
Mm,
what people are saying, I think I can't contribute, or probably maybe it's not time for me to contribute. I
mm,
plug my earpiece, I'm listening to ICAN or FOG. So
mm,
that's the way I did it. That even people in my company, they already know me. Go to conference room at this so time, you see that media study.
mm,
My MD, my HR, everybody already know that me study at this time. So I
mm,
study 3 hours daily.
mm,
And anything that I don't understand, I have to approach my boss. So I don't
mm,
understand this for me. Explain it to me, or this and
mm.
that. So it's more like my mentor, the person that has
Okay.
been directing me. So when
Amazing.
I got to skills level, when I stepped at
Mm.
skills level, I, you know, it was more like another journey for me. Of course, ACA.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I failed PM, I
Okay.
failed PM, and I cried though. I don't know.
Wow.
Anytime I feel that I cry, I
Yeah. It's because you have put in so much
you
into
understand?
this.
So I later reassessed myself, and I noticed that it's overconfidence that killed me, because I
Okay.
was thinking that I know PM, but I didn't give it a very major time like that.
Mm.
So I had to retrace my study and get the right material that I need. I get
Mm.
Omoleiwa, I
Okay.
get Omoleiwa FCA, I got this I can what's it called? I can pack to
Mm.
study. So
Yeah.
I use this pack to study for PM.
Okay.
And I think workout performance management. I'm trying to remember the name. So I think it's
Yeah.
workout
Yeah.
performance management.
PM is performance management. The
No,
name
I
of the
mean the
book.
name of the
Yeah,
book,
I think it's some.
workout
Yeah, workout.
performance
Yeah.
management. So that's what I used to pass FM, because
Mm.
when I wrote it the first time, second time I passed it sharp.
Mm.
So that was it for me. And the other materials that I used that also helped me, ISICAN,
Mm.
FOG,
Mm.
321 studies.
Okay.
So these are the materials that I use, but I just make sure that I put myself into it. I
Mm.
set a target, I set a calendar. Okay, you are going to study for so time.
Mm.
After studying, you revised,
Mm.
like you practice.
Yeah.
So if I want to practice, I usually see a path to practice. I
Okay.
study with those videos. I used to
Okay.
see a path to start with practice. So that's how I struggled, and I did my skills. I only failed PM. I wrote everything at once. I only failed PM.
Mm.
I wrote it again and I passed
Mm.
at one point. So even in professional, SFM, case study, CR, audit, advanced audit, advanced tax, I wrote everything at once.
At once. Wow.
Yes, my Mr. Femi will tell me that you don't have the chance to spare, like you want to come back to another one. No, you are writing everything. Sir, I don't have the capacity. You have the capacity. Don't worry,
Wow.
you will do it.
Wow, amazing.
I'm telling you.
Not everybody have people that push them.
I'm telling you. So he was like, you will do it, and I did it.
Wow.
But you know, there was something that actually shocked me. Maybe God was using it to test my patience and if how will I say it, my gratitude, my gratitude if I'm actually grateful to God, because in May last year I had an issue that I had to, you know, when you did everything at once, I thought I didn't see my results myself.
Yeah.
And you were being told that you passed everything, and the next day you discover that one did not go.
Wow.
How will you feel?
Wow. That excitement of I've made everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Me,
later you discover that. How will you
I'll feel bad. Although for me it was quite different. I remember when I wrote I think I had 3 papers again to write.
Okay.
Then I wrote the 3, I passed 2, I failed 1. I was excited as if I had qualified.
No. I was at first, you know, the happiness, everything just felt calm. And that was when I was sensing my spirit that no, I have to be
Grateful, yeah.
because people are writing case study. I've had people writing case study for different times, more than 3 times. I wrote case study once and I passed.
Amazing.
I used Mr. Ayo's
Yeah,
lecture. Ayo Ladokun.
yeah. Ayomi Ladokun. Yeah.
I used his
SCA.
lecture,
Yeah.
SCA. I used his lecture for that.
Yeah.
And I also watched some of his video on corporate reporting. I scored 65 in what's it called, case study for the first time.
Amazing.
78 in CL.
Amazing.
First time SFM. I passed it at once too.
Amazing.
I passed that at once. So is it just audit?
Don't say hey, this babe.
That was what I was thinking, that she is just audit. I don't need to do extensive study. That was what failed me.
That feeling.
So, you know, just imagine that you have passed everything at once and you just got the news that was when I now have to go and check my results myself. What happened to audit? That's called me. Less than 20 in audit. What did I do wrong? So I later realized that those I get more understanding when I use video to study than when I just read. So it's best to know what works for you.
For you in terms of reading and capacity.
For me, I use video to study, then I practice. It worked for me for all of my other courses. But for audit, what I do was just to study the part, just read and do Pathfinder, study, solve questions in the Pathfinder. And some other things that I do again is to paste answers on the wall. Then I read it every day in the morning before going out. I also record myself listening to it too. But for this audit, why? So I later realized that it is because I did not use the normal video that I usually use to get my full understanding. I had to go back to 3-1. I want to buy audit, I think. So just after when I qualified, that when I passed that audit, because I had to go back to that 3-1, I bought their audit and I used their video to study. Then I used ACCA pack to practice. So I have the ground root understanding, and you won't believe I have so much interest in audits now.
Wow,
like
amazing.
I have so much interest in audits, and the understanding that I've caught in, like, wow, I wouldn't lie to you, because it's something that I feel like, okay, maybe God just wants me to have this understanding. In fact, right now, if I'm looking forward to getting an internal control job.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Because I have so much understanding looking at that video and practicing with ACCA. I had to go back to that tutor. I searched him on LinkedIn, send him an appreciation message that, sir, I used a video on 3-1 study and it really worked for me.
What I picked from your final exam is that I'm coming from a spiritual perspective now, as a spiritual person, that God was trying to test your heart, where your heart is. At size, you were able to figure out what works for you in terms of reading, right? And you're able to figure out that now that you are busy, you are working, you're doing a lot of things, you actually need to not just read, you need to see and read. Beautiful, amazing. From coming to Lagos with just one black nylon bag.
You know, the reason why I opt in for ICAN is
Mm.
because I wanted to stand out,
Mm.
putting in my best, even as I am busy around, working my 8 to 8. Let me put it that way.
9 to 5 is not nine to
8
five
to
in
8.
Lagos.
Let me put it that way. I still make efforts so that no, this mentorship is a privilege, and I just have to put in my best to get the training certificate
Yeah.
and also get the value that they
Yeah.
have given to us. So
Yeah.
not only that, I also enrolled to OG Academy.
Okay.
They are taking us forensic accounting right now. I'm about to
Amazing.
complete it.
Amazing.
So, and I also try to work some little bit just to
Add value,
upskill
upskill.
and be updated what is going on out
Amazing.
there. And also put myself out on LinkedIn, read some articles on LinkedIn, just to be in the know. You know,
Amazing.
even when you qualify, that is when the work
Starts, yeah.
because people will want to see what you can give,
Yes.
what the value that you have.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
have to put myself out there to make sure that I'm up my knowledge, so that they will not be like, she's just a chartered accountant by title, she can't
do,
do.
yeah.
And even at my place of work, I try to put in my best to see
Amazing.
that I stand out. So
amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Dami, for sharing your story with us. This is really inspiring. And I need financial advice because you will still need to help me with my finances because I don't know how you were eating bread and beans and paying for exemption.
I don't eat bread and beans now.
You're not a big girl now. A big
I'm
babe.
still looking for money, please.
Even Dangote is still
I'm
looking
still
for
looking
money.
for money.
Amazing.
It's not that I'm rich, but I'm okay.
Yeah,
I will put it
amazing,
that way.
amazing.
I'm
Yeah.
okay.
I can see. I can see. I also know that you do photography. And you mentioned that you stayed at the photo lab.
You must have done some digging.
I did actually, but I was careful enough not to make it in depth so that this interview will be as natural as possible because you shared things that I don't know or things that I didn't find out. Right. So really amazing. Really
Okay, I
amazing.
do photography. So
Okay.
I won't call it side or hustle, but I'll call it a business on its own.
Okay.
So, but I'm still looking forward to put more time on it. But I love shooting events, and even if you go to my page on Instagram, I'm still trying to build the time that Damilola helps. So I put some of my jobs there. I do photography, and I make sure that I try to stand out as possible. So that's as it. We get the other money from that side.
All right,
So
makes sense.
you know, in Nigeria, you can't do
just one business.
How do I manage this with my 9 to 5 work? Well, I would say that I just try to, you know, when you are hungry,
yeah,
you will be awake.
You can't sleep.
That way.
You can't sleep.
When you need money, yes. So I just think that okay, if I do this and that, I'll get what I want. I need money to buy something, or I need money to invest in a business or something, or maybe let's say that I want to buy ICAN when I was doing my ICAN exam, or maybe now that I'm done, that I'm still buying training. So I need to, and I don't want to take from this money because they already budgeted from salary money because I already budget for everything. So let me go and find gig, you know, things like that.
Things like that. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you very much for coming on the show and for sharing your inspiring story with us. Wow, thank you for watching this episode of your ICAN Starter Pack. Shout out to our sponsors, and we need more sponsors. We need more sponsors on the show. Give us your money. We have many inspiring stories to record, right? And we have lots of people to bring on the show. We'll be happy to have you on board to partner with us for people to listen to more inspiring stories. On this episode, Damilola shared with us lecture centers, study materials that she made use of. On previous episodes as well, we have mentioned study materials, lecture centers that our guests and myself used and had access to. So you can do well to check them out, right? Don't walk alone. That is why you have your ICAN starter pack. Many of us walked our path alone, but you don't have to walk your path alone. Not everybody is like Mr. Femi Brown that mentored Dami all the way. Some of us did not have that kind of mentor, right, during our journey. That is why your ICAN starter pack is here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until I come your way next time, my name is Chidima Osigwe, AATACA, and I had Damilola
Falade,
ATACA.
Thank you.
Keep watching your ICAN starter pack, and bye.
Bye bye.